Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Selamat sejahtera. Apa khabar semua?
Kabar baik.
Alhamdulillah. Saya pun baik juga. Alhamdulillah. Okey, selamat datang semua yang dapat um, menyertai webinar kita pada petang ini. So welcome everyone. Good afternoon. Um, so the webinar session this afternoon, I'm going to talk about MOOC and micro-credential, two of a kind. So I put as a question mark because I think this question probably has been in the mind of most people. Probably there's some confusion as to what is MOOC and what is micro-credential. So thank you very much for joining the session this afternoon, and I hope the session this morning, after at the end of the session, all of you will be very clear of the what is MOOC and what is micro-credential, and what are the common things, how they are similar and how they are different. So I think it's very clear. It is very important to have a clear understanding, so that you can also be the ambassador for USM to tell people what is MOOC and what is micro-credential, and we can talk about the agenda of USM this year especially. We want to go big into micro-credential, but at the same time, we will continue doing MOOC and support the national agenda of MOOC as one of the initiatives in our Malaysia education blueprint. Okay. All right. For those who just join in, I hope we can post whatever questions that you might have. Okay. Before that, please mute all microphone. I think by now we should know the protocol of attending online. So don't forget to mute your microphone. Otherwise, we can hear everything, and that will disrupt the presentation. So thank you very much. I appreciate if you can mute your microphone, but you can turn on your microphone. You can interject anytime if you want to ask any questions along the way. Yeah. All right. I'll be covering actually from the very beginning, because I want all of you to really understand how it all began in the very beginning. And so I will start by explaining the philosophy behind MOOC and micro-credential, which basically based on the philosophy of open education. And this actually the agenda of United Nations through UNESCO and through the SDG 4, Goal 4, which basically providing quality education. So I will start with that so that you understand the why behind it. Then I will go the next one. I will explain about MOOC. So this is basically kind of a crash course for those who are not really familiar, or maybe has only a vague idea of what MOOC is. So today, in this session, I want to make it crystal clear to you what is MOOC, and later on we will see how it is similar and how it is different to micro-credential. So I'm going to give you a MOOC primer, so to speak. Okay. Then from MOOC to micro-credential, how from MOOC now the conversation now is actually shifting towards micro-credential, and the way forward, both for MOOC and for micro-credential. All right. If you look at this picture, the photo here, what come to your mind when you look at this photo? What come to your mind? So you see, you can see here the school children. They are crossing the river through this suspension kind of suspension bridge, Yeah, thank you for responding to my questions. By all means, be an active listener, and you can comment, you can ask questions. I like it that way. So what we are seeing here is school children are crossing the bridge, the river, using this bridge, and this is something that when I see this picture, it's kind of blow my mind, because there are people still around the world, and this actually in Malaysia, people are, I mean, the school children have to cross the road, and we don't see the parents here. And they are as small as I don't know, standard one here, and the parents trust them to cross this bridge safely to the school. It's really touching, really, mind blowing, and really touching our heart. How difficult for some people to have access to education. So, my dear colleagues, access to education in any form is still a challenge in many parts of the world. I think we can count ourselves as being very lucky. Perhaps I came also very kind of poor background, but not like this. This is even more kind of very, very kind of, I mean, the situation is really, to me, very, very sad to see how some people want, they still want to have access to education and go through all these troubles. Now, so when we talk about education in general, over the past 15 years or so, there's a change. There's a change of paradigm and mindset in terms of how we provide equitable access to education to everyone. So now we talk about inclusivity in education, and that is where UNESCO especially start to talk about open education. So let us really understand what does it mean by open education, and what is the philosophy behind it. It's very crucial for us to understand this so that we can appreciate the why everyone now has to embark on education, and also to online learning, because that is perhaps the easiest way, fastest way we can provide access to education to around the world. So the Universal Declaration of Human Rights, Article 26.1, states that everyone has the right to education. There's no exception. Everyone, without exception, has the right to education. And the United Nations, UNESCO, they have been promoting this education for all for quite some time. But it is quite, it's not easy actually to provide education for all. While we know, and we have seen just now in the picture, in certain area of the world, the very difficult to reach out, and the economy and the location and so on, making it very difficult for the population there to get the best education, and what people in the developed countries or developing countries has the privilege. And now we know, and everyone should know this, because USM is seen as one of the champion of SDG, Sustainable Development Goal. And we are doing very well, apparently, in SDG Goal 4. Whether by design or by chance, that's immaterial to me. But now, since we are seen to be championing this SDG, maybe now is time, if we have not been doing it, if we had not been doing it consciously or by design, now maybe we as a whole, as a university, collectively together to realize and to support this agenda. So, my dear colleagues, I just want to drive the point to all of you here the future of learning is open, and there is no two-way about it. There's no, it's no longer an option. We have to open up, and we have to be part and parcel. We have to jump on this bandwagon of open education. What does it mean by open? Open means many things here. So we know, we probably those people from the computer science area, they know very well about open source. So we talk about the open source code. Our e-learn platform is actually Moodle, which is basically based on open source. Without this open source, probably we have to pay 200, 300,000 a year or more to use Moodle as our e-learn platform. But through this open source sharing of the codes and so on, we are now able to use our e-learn platform almost free of charge. Free resources. Open also means free resources. So that's where the term now, open educational resources, OER, because now the spirit of sharing is caring. So to realize that spirit of sharing is caring, we want to share our educational resources far and wide to as many as possible people around the world through various platforms. Research also, now we have open access publication. So all this actually collectively constitute meaning of open in the real sense. So now the world is moving towards openness as opposed to proprietary. You know, in the old days, the software is prohibitively expensive. We cannot afford to buy the software because it's proprietary and it's very expensive. But now with open access, we can get most or a lot of things free of charge. But sometimes when things come easy and free, people don't appreciate. And that's what happens when we conduct our training program through CDAE, because it's free of charge. You know, people register, but they don't turn up and they don't come. So I'm sure all of you here are not one of them. All right. So open means few barriers. Anyone could be a player, including all of us here. So this challenges all providers of education. Now, if everyone is opening their door and we are still closing our door, then sooner or later we will become irrelevant. We will lose out to the competitors. So you might ask why we want to be very open now, why you want to go online and teach. Yeah. So why would we want to share our content with people around the world? Because we invest our time, we invest our money, and we put our energy and time, and you can simply share and people can use it. Well, I think as far as I'm concerned, that's the way to go. And when we talk about sharing whatever we teach with the world, meaning now this is actually the best platform where we can step out from our classroom, step out from our secret garden, and be part of the global classroom. The best way to get peer review for your teaching is by showcasing your teaching. Otherwise, you will stay within your secret garden forever. If you are teaching the wrong thing, nobody would know. So now the trend is going towards learning in demand. With the technology that we have, technology is ubiquitous now. The mobile devices, the smartphone is ubiquitous. Everyone has one. So everyone now can learn when they feel like they want to learn, when they need the knowledge. So we learn best by acquiring information that is relevant to us in the moment, based on our current context. So the reason why the world is going towards open education, because it is being driven by the availability of technology. So technology is advancing so quickly. Currently, the internet connectivity or internet penetration in terms of connectivity around the world stand around on average about 60%. Malaysia stand around 83%. That's the statistic in January 2020. Internet penetration in Malaysia is about 83%. And the ownership of mobile devices, smartphone, is about 127%, meaning that almost everyone has one, or a person can have more than one devices. So meaning that if we want to deliver education by leveraging technology, this is a time. There's no time, the right time, but this is the right time that we have to start to embark on online learning and doing MOOC or micro-credential in big time. So in the past 10, 15 years, universities in US especially, they are spearheading the spirit of open education by sharing their content freely available on various platforms. For example, here, Apple through its iTunes U. You can find wonderful high-quality courses offered by the Ivy League universities, by reputable universities around the world. And yet, the Malaysian university are nowhere to be seen. But in the past 5 years, some universities already have their courses on this platform. The first one, if I'm not mistaken, is OUM, Open University Malaysia. I have tried also for USM to be present on this platform, but for reasons probably that it's very hard to push USM people to go into online. So thanks to, I hate to say, this COVID-19 is really a blessing for us, for USM, because now everyone can start to open up to online learning. So again, when we talk about learning on demand, where people have access to learning material, learning content anytime, anywhere they like, and now learning can happen, just in time, just enough, just for me. It becomes personalized, and you just go to YouTube to learn whatever that you want for that, but at that particular time. If you want to learn baking chocolate cake, for example, I just go to YouTube now, get a video, watch the video, then you go and bake the cake. So that's just in time and just enough and just for me. That's the concept of learning on demand, and this is what driving the more and more of online education and open education. So how actually everything got started? I mean, in terms of MOOC, how it has evolved. So I'm taking you back, walking back the so-called the memory lane here, the history of how MOOC has come about. And for those who are not really aware how MOOC has come about, so this is a time that you want to listen very carefully, because within this a few minutes, you'll know all the history already without reading. So it has started quite a long time ago through this open distance learning initiative and so on. But MIT has been credited, Massachusetts Institute of Technology, MIT, has been credited to be the trailblazer of MOOC through their so-called their initiative called MIT Open Courseware, OCW. So in 2011, actually, they celebrated their a decade of their being online and offering some of the courses at MIT, the premium quality education offered, taught by their reputable professors. They open up to the world, and people can see how the quality of MIT courses or education looks like. So their tagline or their motto is unlocking knowledge, empowering minds, free lecture notes, exam, and videos from MIT. That was the beginning. And if you look at the early days in 2000, around 2000, when they launched this MIT courseware, open courseware, basically the quality of the video actually quite poor. They just upload the content, very little interaction. But that was the beginning, and it kind of become the starting point where open education, the concept of open education really took off. So it started with a humble beginning from making resources freely available by MIT OpenCourseWare in early 2000. Okay, at the same time, UNESCO, through the agenda of education for all, they were actually looking at what is the best possible way to really realize the open education for all. So they were championing the Open Educational Resources, or OER. And in 2012, they launched the OER, Paris OER Declaration in 2012, and I had the privilege to be there, to be part of the UNESCO meeting there in Paris during the Paris OER Declaration in 2012. So with the OCW of MIT and UNESCO OER, this actually they came together, combined initiative, and that's where the MOOC basically started. And in 2012, also, I think around 2011 and 2012, Stanford, one professor from Stanford University, his name is Professor Trun. He was teaching artificial intelligence, a very popular course, and he's also a very well-known professor, doing research with Google, driverless car, those kind of research with Google. And he decided to be part of the MOOC party. So he launched his course and introduced as a MOOC online. And within only a few weeks, his course has 160,000 students enrolled in the course. And he was kind of shocked. He was utterly shocked because he's been teaching around like 100, a batch of 100 students in his AI course. And suddenly, when he opened his course to the world, he has 160,000 students. And that's where the massive M in the MOOC came about. Massive MOOC. Yeah? Massive, or M in MOOC, is basically the numbers of students enrolled in the class. I use the term enroll here because those students that enroll, they might not probably go through the course, or they just look at one or two lessons, then they just forget about the course. So out of this 160,000, maybe only a fraction of them really go through the whole course and completed the course. So M in MOOC already is about numbers, okay? So if you are new to MOOC and if you are still vague about MOOC, that's what MOOC is about. Is massive open online course. So welcome to the brave new world of MOOC. But this was in 2012. Yeah, 2012 was actually the year, as New York Times put it, the year of MOOC. This is where really MOOC really exploded. So MOOC, not mock. Please don't pronounce mock. Our YB Minister, YB Datuk Seri Idris, sampai sudah dia orang betulkan, dia kata MOOC, dia mock. Tak lah. Please pronounce MOOC here. Sometimes you can see MOOC is spelled MOOC capital and small s because it's actually plural. But I just use MOOC MOOC in the singular form here. But it actually stands for M for massive, O for open, another O for online, and C for course or courses. So massive, the connotation of massive is number. It relates to number of students. You have thousands, perhaps anything above 1,000 you can qualify as massive. Open means open. Open means this course is available free, is accessible to everyone without any restriction. And yeah, basically that's open the door to the world. Okay. And it should be free and it should remain free. And the moment you have to pay, well, there are two schools of thought here. Personally, to me, the moment you pay, then it's no longer open. Doesn't qualify as MOOC anymore. And that's where we have micro-credential. I'm going to talk about micro-credential shortly. And it is online. Okay, it is online. And this is where the commonality, the persamaan, the similarity of MOOC and micro-credential. Both are online program. Both are online program. Yeah. MOOC is online. Micro-credential is also online program. That's one of the similarities. But C in MOOC is course. It can be a complete course, 14 weeks course, or it can be like part of the course, but it still can stand alone as a course. Okay, so it can be like 2 weeks, 3 weeks, or 4 weeks, 8 weeks, but it is quite substantial. Okay? You cannot finish it in 1 hour, so it's a course, and this is where the difference now between MOOC and micro-credential. Micro-credential is actually designed in such a way it can start from a course, but you break it down into a module. So you modularize the course into a small module. And this module can be done like in half an hour or in 1 hour or in 2 hours, maybe. So it's actually a modularized version of the course. We break up, we unbundle the course into a small modules. So one similarity here, both are online. The online and the MOOC and also the MOOC and also the micro-credential. But C in MOOC is a course. The course can be quite big. It can be 14 weeks, right? It can be like 8 weeks, but still substantial. The keyword here is substantial. But micro-credential, because of the micro means, we have actually modularized into small module or sub-module even. I will show. I will talk more about that. The modularization. Mama. Bulan puasa ni dah lah macam tu. Aku ni lidah aku dah kering. All right. So, anyone repeat after me. MOOC. Never mind. Yeah, I cannot hear you. Repeat after me, please. MOOC.
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 Alright.
We are still attentive, Prof.
Okay. You are okay. Mute, please. Mute, please. Okay. You are all very. Okay. You are all very obedient. I won't ask you again. Okay. Dah boleh bising tak? Please. Okay. Misal saya semua tadi. Alright. Okay. So 2012, that was the year of MOOC. So in 2012, suddenly, Ya, saya menyesal. Saya menyesal you all buat kisah ni. Okay. Ni masih ada lagi bunyi bising ni. Siapa yang tak mute mikrofon lagi? Please. Okay. Okay, so in 2012, suddenly, MOOC from US especially, suddenly we have they have students in the MOOC course coming from 196 countries, including Malaysia. And perhaps I was one of the students as well of MOOC, those MOOCs, yeah. So when you think about it, don't you want your course to be followed, or don't you want to have students from 196 countries, or maybe just 50 countries, if not 196, if not 200 countries? Okay. So the rise of MOOCs, there was in 2012, and now as of 2019, so we don't have the statistic for 2020 yet. The statistic is from Class Central. If you want to know more, just Google Class Central, and this is where you will find the statistic and the latest news and the latest development on MOOC. Currently, there are 110 million students enrolling in 13.5 14,000 courses, 14,000 MOOCs offered by 900 plus universities around the world. Not only in US, including Malaysia as well. So 900 plus universities around the world, and there's also already micro-credential there. As you can see, and 820 micro-credentials. And we are yet to really be part of this. And 50 MOOC-based degrees. Do you know that now US universities, some US universities now offering MOOC degree based on MOOC. So the next time when you see our minister has claimed they have online degree, don't laugh. And don't say that there's a fake degree or there's a second-class degree, because this degree can be MOOC-based and offered by reputable university in US. So maybe they will have the last laugh. Instead of me laughing at them, but they have actually a recognized accreditable MOOC-based degree from MIT. So, kau apa ada? Okay, I won't ask you to laugh together with me. We'll create havoc. Okay. Now, quickly, I want to show you. When we create MOOC, we need to have a platform. So very quickly, Coursera is perhaps the biggest MOOC platform out there. They are the elite MOOC platform. They don't take any university to offer MOOC on their platform. They are jual mahal. So I remember when I was tasked to find the MOOC platform for Malaysia, MOOC Malaysia. So I tried to contact them, tapi dia orang buat layan tak layan aja. So yes, MOOC is one of them. Coursera is very famous. Some of you probably have followed some courses on Coursera, and they offer a lot of technical courses on Coursera from various universities in US and other countries as well. And you see here who actually offering the course on Coursera. Johns Hopkins University. So if you are from medical, discipline, Johns Hopkins is one of those Ivy League university, and they are on Coursera. They are opening online degree, my dear friends, my dear colleagues. So where is USM? edX, the consortium of MIT, Harvard, and a few other Ivy League university in US, offering courses online, offering degree, offering masters, micro degree online. Udacity. Remember I mentioned Professor Trun just now. He left Stanford and he established Udacity, offering mainly kind of industry 4.0 type of courses, artificial intelligence, data analytics, big data, and programming, those kind of courses. Now is very well known for highly technical subjects, and they are making money. They are making money. So these are some of the platforms. So I just run through very quickly. Universiti. I remember I was interviewed by Universiti when I was looking for MOOC Malaysia MOOC platform. I was interviewed for almost 1 hour, and they said I will come back. They will come back, but they never came back because they said, no, where is Malaysia? Where is Malaysia? They don't know where is Malaysia even. So I was very upset. They don't see Malaysia as a potential education provider. You see? Because we are not visible. We are not visible. Canvas, another platform. And finally, Open Learning has been very kind came to our rescue. So they agreed to help us and provide the platform and provide all the assistance needed until we managed to came up with Malaysia MOOC within 6 months and launched it in September 2014. And I was in the thick of the action together with our Professor Hanafi, driving the MOOC Malaysia MOOC agenda for the country. But back in USM, I was struggling to get USM MOOC off the ground. That's the ironic. That's the ironic. I was leading Malaysia MOOC, but I was struggling to get USM MOOC off the ground because people are just simply not interested. Please forgive me for, if I'm saying this with emotion, but I hope the session this afternoon will really open up your eyes and your mind. And my plea and my pledge to you is to support USM agenda for MOOC and for Micro-credential. And it is my mission today to make it very clear to you why it is important, both MOOC and Micro-credential, and how they are similar and how they are different, so that there is no more confusion. Okay. So back in Malaysia, when our PM at that time, our Datuk Seri Najib, and our education minister at that time, our YB Datuk Seri Idris, they went to New York and they saw MOOC. It was presented to them by New York Sains Academy, and they were so impressed. Whoa, what is this? It's great, it's good. And they came back and MOOC became the mantra. So I got roped in, and the rest is history. 20 public universities in Malaysia launch MOOC, and it was became the, now everyone know, the blueprint, globalized online learning, shift number 9, and shift number 9, I'm proud to say, written by USM. Chapter 9 or shift number 9 in Malaysia Education Blueprint is basically written by USM, by our team, our Professor Hanafi, Atan, and myself, and a few others. So we lead. In this case, we really lead in terms of, driving the national agenda. And that was the moment that we captured in the office of YB Minister during the peak of MOOC initiative. And we launched our Malaysia MOOC in September 2014, and it soon became one of its kind, the model that became our pride, because this is actually the only country that has a national agenda involving 20 public universities. Can you imagine trying to get 20 universities to work together and deliver and launch the MOOC? Started in March and we launched in September. It's less than 6 months, but we did it. We did it because Menteri kata, just do it. there's a top-down basically instruction. Just do it. So we don't say anything, then we just do it. But why would we want to do MOOC, and why USM should continue with MOOC in addition to micro-credential? Because by doing MOOC, we actually would now put our mind to really making quality content and getting it online, and really put the quality in it. So that directly would improve and enhance the quality of teaching and learning. If you have been doing some online learning, you realize, and during this COVID-19, maybe you realize how much time you spend to really come up with, to create good content and so on. And in doing so, you put a lot of thinking, you have to put a lot of thinking there, a lot of thought there to think, okay, how do I deliver, how do I design this in the form of video? So you go deeper and deeper into your content, and you become more and more kind of, acquire the mastery of the subject. So don't you think that would improve the quality of teaching and learning, even when you do the face-to-face version as well? A lot of people don't see this. What they see is only the time that they have to invest in it. Bringing niche area to global arena. So if we do more, imagine if you have more courses online now from USM, that's where you can give the visibility to your course, to your program, and to the university. Visibility, positioning, and branding. These are the cheapest, the fastest, the easiest way we can do through MOOC. And lifelong learning, which basically supporting the SDG 4. So these are multi-pronged approach to address a lot of things here. We are not killing two birds. We are killing many birds. So don't be cruel to kill so many birds, but this is what this is about, So the efforts of MOOC has been recorded in the form of coffee table book, which you can download if you are interested. You can download a full PDF online from the Ministry of Education website. And I have one chapter there to tell my story, how we spend the few months really focusing on getting our Malaysia MOOC online. And I'm very proud. This is actually one of my milestones in my journey in the academia, something that I can really be proud to be associated with. And we have USM MOOC. But my dear colleagues, pensyarah-pensyarah semua yang ada mendengar dalam sesi ini, I want to tell all of you that our USM MOOC is, boleh dikatakan seperti hidup segan mati tak mahu, merayu-rayu kepada semua untuk buat MOOC. So tak ramai yang nak come forward and buat. So tahun ini kita buat MOOC challenge. Kita adalah hadiah 3,000 tempat pertama, tempat kedua dan tempat ketiga. Itu pun tak ramai yang participate, adalah dalam beberapa kelas ya. Tak apalah, tapi kita akan terus pushing this agenda forward. But I want to urge once again all of you, supportlah, sokonglah usaha USM dan National Agenda dalam shift number 9. Sekarang kita dah mula agak biasa dengan online. Mengapa tidak kita merancang untuk offer MOOC ataupun micro-credential? We can do both at the same time. Remember, this is not only for USM or to support National Agenda, it is for you, for your students as well. So, now, I want to answer the question now. In what way MOOC is different from traditional course? First, apa beza MOOC dengan course yang kita belajar dalam kelas? You might ask. First, think of MOOC as a light version, as a light version of a full course. Tekan, minta maaf ya. Orang nak bagi air ke? You all tahu kan kataan like kalau kita beli app dekat Apple Store ataupun dekat Google Play, ada orang ingat tentang puasa, betul lah saya pun lupa puasa ni. Kalau kita beli app dekat App Store, kalau kita beli app, kalau kita beli Lite tu, maknanya yang itu yang free lah. Tapi macam-macam lah dia punya features yang kurang tu. Kalau kita nak beli full version, kita kena bayar kan. So itu maksud dia Lite. Maknanya bukan full version. So MOOC ni, fikirkan MOOC ni, it's not a full version of the course yang kita mengajar. 14 minggu tu. So it's a light version of a full course. Mudah cakap, itulah MOOC. Okay. It's not a full-blown 14 weeks course. But boleh juga kalau nak buat MOOC tu for the whole course. You can do for the whole course as a MOOC. Yes, by all means. But by and large, when we do MOOC, we only take a portion of the course. But still quite substantial. It can be like 4 weeks or 8 weeks maybe. Okay. Now, look at this diagram. So let's say we base on the we base on 14 weeks course, yeah, academic course. I'm talking about academic course, but it can also be a short course that you offer through short course or certificate course. So that 14 weeks course can be kind of you can break it up into parts. So you can offer MOOC 1, MOOC 2, MOOC 3, MOOC 4. So these 4 MOOCs come from the content from the 14 weeks. So you might decide just to take one portion only. So you just offer MOOC 1. But maybe you want to offer 2, or maybe you offer 4. So these four MOOCs that come from the whole course, but on its own, it's not a whole course. It's just a portion or part of the course. Yeah. So can you understand this? And when we offer MOOC, the model is you can enroll free, but at the end, if you want, you can get a certificate. But if you want to get a certificate, you have to pay. I don't like this model because I believe, and I'm the one in one of the 2 school of thought. If you pay, the moment you pay, then I don't call it MOOC anymore. It should remain free. So, but that's the model used by Coursera. You can register and follow the course, the whole MOOC for free. But if you want to get a certificate, you have to pay. That's their business model of MOOC in general. So that's MOOC, okay? From a complete course to MOOC. If you have any question on this, please post your question in the chat box, and later on I can, you can also unmute the microphone and interject here if you want to ask questions. Or maybe you want to wait till the end, also can, yeah? Or you can post your question in the chat box.
I have question, Prof.
Yeah, can you introduce yourself?
My name is Sanusi from HBP.
HBP, oh, Dr. Sanusi, HBP, okay.
Yeah. First, I want to ask you why USM don't make it e-learning as MOOC. It's closed, it's not open. And the second one, you said before MOOC is open, online course. Yeah. But you said just now MOOC is need to pay or something.
Yeah.
To get accessibility. I'm quite confused a bit.
Yeah, first, our courses on our e-learning platform on eLearn, those courses can be offered and redesign so that it is suitable for the MOOC format, and we can open it as a MOOC. But you can take, let's say, part of the course, maybe one topic from the 14 weeks course, then put it online, design it for MOOC, then put it in our USM MOOC platform on Open Learning. Yeah, you can do that. That's what we want to encourage now. If you are the course owner, you teach the course, but your course now on eLearn. eLearn is a closed platform. We only open to our students only. It's not open to public. So if you want to make it public, that's where you can take the course out from our eLearn platform. Maybe you need to repackage or redesign it. Maybe just take one topic or two topics and put in our eLearn, sorry, in our USM MOOC platform, and now it's open to the world. You can do that. MOOC is free. The original philosophy is it should be free, but Coursera on the Coursera platform, they allow the people to register and follow the whole course free. But if you want to get a certificate, they will charge. So that's the business model. Yeah, but I don't believe that you should charge people for MOOC, because when you charge, people have to pay. It's no longer open. Remember, MOOC, the O, one of the O in MOOC is open. Open means free, open means accessible. If you have to pay, then only those who can afford to pay only would have access. So MOOC should be free. Tapi ada macam Coursera, they ask people to pay for the certificate. But if you don't want the certificate, you can still take the course for free. Okay. Okay. Let me continue first. If you have questions, just post in the chat box, and later on maybe you can ask during the Q&A. Yeah? Now, how does it work? How does MOOC work? And this is very similar to how Micro-credential work as well. Okay. So student register for free. This one is different. Yeah. From MOOC, student can register for free. This is another different the difference between MOOC and Micro-credential. Micro-credential is designed actually not for free. So if you want to charge people, then that's where you move from MOOC to Micro-credential. MOOC should be free, but the moment you want to charge for the course, you go to Micro-credential model. So in MOOC, student register for free, but in Micro-credential, student have to pay. Then student will have, once they have paid, they will have access to the course. So they will go through the content, the course content, the lesson one by one. So usually there's a video, and reading material, activities, and maybe some assessment as well. So students watch the video, but the teacher or the lecturer or the professor, they are not there. So this is basically now we use the term asynchronous. So MOOC, in most cases, MOOC is asynchronous, meaning that once you have uploaded your video, your content, your lesson, everything complete, you basuh tangan, basically lah. Biasanya macam tu lah, tapi actually it is also encouraged good MOOC where the teacher will also have interaction with the students in the forum and so on. But majority of MOOC, the teacher is not there. They just forget about the course, and people, just go through the course on their own. Yeah. Then the student does the quiz, activities, discuss and collaborate with their peers. And finally, after they have completed the lesson, if they wish to get the certificate, they have to pay. So that's the point where they have to pay. That's basically, in general, the model of MOOC. Okay. But in Micro-credential, before the student have access to that module or to that course, they have to pay first. They have to pay upfront, not later. Okay. Then, of course, once they have paid, then they have access to the content. And before they get some form of recognition, in micro-credential, the form of credential is in the form of digital badge, because the module is very small, like 1 hour, 1 hour module. So we don't give like a certificate. Certificate is considered as a bigger credential for the course, like MOOC 4 weeks, 8 weeks. So that's considered quite substantial. So we can give a certificate. But when the course is kind of broken down into a small module, once the student completed the module with the assessment to show the evidence of the competency and attainment of the learning outcome, they get a digital badge. So that's another difference. In MOOC, they get a certificate. In micro-credential, the credential is in the form of digital badge. In MOOC, the credential is in the form of certificate. Okay. I hope this is clear, but never mind, I will explain again in the following. Okay, this is how MOOC, a typical MOOC course looks like. Yeah, this is on Coursera, and you can see who offers the course on Coursera. Well, the Singapore, University, and US, Nanyang, and so on, they are already on Coursera. I'm so envious of them. Introduction to Forensic Science. So you can see here the session. So they have the introductory video. They have a discussion about the course. How come I have this message all the time? You are now the host of this meeting. Yeah. Okay. See it here. Nampak ya? Join for free. Join for free. Memang semua orang boleh masuk dalam kursus ini dan boleh follow. You can follow the whole course. But if you want to earn a certificate, you have to do the assessment, and there are some actually criteria before you can earn a certificate. After you have fulfilled all the criteria, after you have met all the criteria, and you want the certificate, you have to pay. You have to pay. So that's the business model of MOOC. So this is example of MOOC Malaysia that we launched in September 2014. So UNIMAS is among the 4 universities at that time: UNIMAS, UPM, UITM, and UKM. They were tasked to pioneer the first 4 courses, the first 4 MOOCs for Malaysia. And UNIMAS actually, perhaps even until now, I would say among the 20 public universities, they are among the best in terms of producing the quality MOOC. Yeah, you just go to UNIMAS MOOC or Google UNIMAS MOOC on YouTube or on Google. Just look at 1 or 2 of their courses and use that as a benchmark. And that's how we want to produce. Of course, you want to be better compared to UNIMAS. They have more MOOCs compared to USM. This is from UPM. So Tamadun Islam, TITAS, was one of the 4 courses that we launched in 2014. And this Tamadun Islam was done by, TITAS was done actually by UPM. UPM was given the task, and they did very well. Really, it's a commendable effort from UPM. And this is how it looks like in MOOC course. Yeah. So it's just like our eLearn. That's why if you have your course on eLearn and you have developed it very well, you have already achieved the blended status, the blended learning status, you might want to consider, why not I take this course out. I mean, don't take out. I mean, you just have a version of the course from your e-learn, not the whole course maybe, just take one part, maybe one learning outcome, or maybe one topic only to start with, to start the ball rolling. Okay, take one topic and work with CDAE and take your course to open learning platform. So you have all the course synopsis, you have the learning outcome, everything is already there. Just perhaps you just want to kind of upgrade or enhance in terms of putting more learning activities, maybe put in some suitable learning activities for online activities, some assessment, yeah, some learning, more learning content, high quality learning content, so that it looks good, because we represent the image of USM here. Once our course go online, basically that will show the quality of USM, and we are responsible to design the best possible quality for our MOOC. So this is actually done by UNIMAS. As you can see, they have case study, they have good engaging learning activities. They are really, really very well done, and become the kind of the envy of other universities, including USM. You see how meriah, yeah, how vibrant is the discussion in the course in their MOOC. So despite the MOOC that we launch, despite the kind of become the model for a lot of countries, do you know that people from even from overseas, from German, from Europe, they came to Malaysia. They came to Malaysia to learn about Malaysia MOOC. So I remember presenting to the German delegates from German, about 15 of them, a big delegate came to. Kindly please mute your microphone, please. So you mute your microphone. Okay. So I remember presenting to the German delegate about Malaysia MOOC. Yeah? But what are the challenges of MOOC? Eton, can you find the microphone that making the noise? Please mute. Please mute the microphone before I turn into green Incredible Hulk. Okay. Oh, is it me? Okay. So what are the challenges? Huh? And this actually become the same challenges for micro-credential. Yeah. You know, those universities offering MOOC, they try to they started with the philosophy is to provide education for free to the world. But later on, they realized that it is not sustainable, and they come up with a business model to to recover the investment. So, but the revenue model is not so strong. For example, they want to charge the student at the end of the course when the student wants to get a certificate. Yeah, so it doesn't really work. Yeah. Yeah.
Itu ada masalah dengan dia punya laptop. Pasal tu dia jadikan Prof host. So sekarang you are the host because itu ada masalah. So dia tak boleh start dalam sekarang.
Tak boleh nak mute kan
Tak boleh nak mute kan sebab dia tak ada. Dia ada problem dengan dia punya laptop.
Okay, so I find the microphone yang what we say tu. I have to hunt. Please.
Dia boleh slow down the volume.
Saya. I try to.
Muhammad Arif, Prof. Muhammad Arif bin Awang. Prof. Muhammad Arif bin Awang tu is on dia punya mic.
I'm doing. I'm hunting now. I'm hunting now for the name. Okay, I found it. Okay. Aduh. Okay. Sorry about that. So the challenges in terms of revenue model potentially. So I want to just skip through. Yeah. Okay. So now where from MOOC. Nowadays, people talk about micro-credential. So why MOOC? Why micro-credential? And whether MOOC is still there? The answer is MOOC is still there, and we still in USM as far as USM is concerned, and as far as Coursera, as you can see, they are still doing MOOC. But the new thing now, which is
Karim, Dr. Rajan here.
Yeah, Dr. Rajan, you want to ask questions?
To ask this question before we are moving from MOOC to micro-credential.
Okay, go ahead.
It's sad to say that you and Prof. Hanafi was leading the MOOCs throughout Malaysia, right? And then the way you are saying is very sad that even we are leading Malaysia, but in USM we have not done much, right? My question is, Prof. Karim, have you all done anything except why you didn't pick up? Because I will keep talking and going on. The same thing happened to micro-credential. Either it could be the way we implemented, either the team is doing something it's not right. You guys need to really think and see why it didn't pick up. We can move from MOOCs to MOOC something else tomorrow. If you have any answers in the why actually it didn't pick up. If other universities can do, why not us? Something is not right. I mean, you might think I'm rude. You might think I'm not right. But my point is, if we don't find out what is the actual reason it didn't pick up, we are going to talk and going on and same thing again. Sorry, Prof. I hear you many times say for MOOCs, you have put in your heart, your soul, but why it's not picking up? That's my question. Have you all done a study for why it's not picking up? The implementation part, I think something is not right. We spend so much money, we have to do so many things, but why it's not picking up? What happened, Prof? We always think people are not interested. But we didn't find out why people are not interested. There's something we are not inspiring people to do that. Why I think people are not seeing the importance of it. So that's my question. I think your team, CAD, should really rethink and see where we didn't go right or where we didn't do enough in order for MOOCs to pick up. And I'm telling today, if you don't do that, same thing will happen to micro-credential. Human beings, Profs, always need some stake. They do something, they need something in return. Here, people don't see any return for them, and it's going to be additional work for them. And coming out on MOOCs, we know what is the hardship we go through. It's not easy. And what is the return? That's the question. So again, I'm saying this is, we need to really look at, again, if not, I believe in many months come, we will have the same problem with micro-credential. I'm being sorry to say this. I'm being very honest because I care for USM. Okay, thank you.
Thank you, Dr. Rajan. I appreciate your comment, and I really understand because you are also involved in our USM MOOC, and I can sense your disappointment, and I understand that your question is about why it doesn't really happen for USM. The simple answer is because there is no really a hard push.
What is the reason? What if it's important? Why there's no hard push? We supposed to be leading it, and you and else in Malaysian level, not USM level.
Yes, yes.
Why was there no hard push?
There's previously there is no really hard push, meaning that we don't put it as a KPI. So that why you don't I don't have that answer, because I'm not at the topmost in the management, right? But as long as it doesn't become the KPI, because it seems that we are so used to be driven by KPI.
Same thing would happen to micro-credential right now. It's not KPI, same thing would happen. If that's the reason, same thing would happen.
Oh, yeah. Okay, Dr. Rajan, let me answer that. But it has changed now. For this year, our VC realized that until we make it very clear that is MOOC and micro-credential especially be part of the KPI, nothing will happen. So that's why, for your information, and this is what I'm going to inform you, all of you here. Maybe you don't, some of you are not not aware that MOOC is actually micro-credential has become the KPI. So our VC now has pushed this as the agenda, and I think we have sent out the email. I don't know whether Dr. Rajan you are aware or not, that every school now, every program now has to do 3 micro-credential. Three courses as a micro-credential, and this has to be done by September 2020. So now there's a will. There's a will, the willpower, so-called, or we want to call it political will or whatever, that is pushing from the top to the school, to the deans, to make it happen. And this happened in UKM, in UKM especially, UKM. But now other universities has put it as KPI. In UKM, the Vice Chancellor has issued an instruction to all the school to create, I think, 3 MOOCs every year. Yeah. So it started in 2015, I think. Every year, every school has to do 3 MOOCs. So there's a top-down instruction from the Vice Chancellor. But the deans took it to another level. They told the staff, we have to do 5 MOOCs every year. So that's why UKM came up with a lot of MOOCs. But we didn't do that. And it's beyond my power to do that, you know. So that's to answer your questions. And you asked many times before you say anything, Dr. Rajan. You asked many times about what's the incentive or all these things. So that's not for me to answer, but that's for the top management to put in the whole, because this is actually a systemic kind of issues that we need to address in many different ways. For example, now we have a teaching track. So the Vice Chancellor has made it a point. This year we will start with teaching track. Okay, maybe the official announcement is not done yet. So as part of that teaching track, if you put a lot of time in actually doing MOOC or doing micro-credential, and now you can put in that as part of the thing that you can claim as part of your KPI as part of your teaching portfolio, and that will be taken into that will be recognized as part of apart from the publication and so on. So now there is a balance. If you do MOOC, if you do micro-credential, then maybe you can do less on publication, things like that. So these are the things that now is happening now this year, and is happening this year. Okay.
Sorry, thank you, answer. But again, the way I'm looking at now, we are just abandoning MOOCs and moving to micro-credential, because focus on micro-credential. For me, it's just easy way out. So that's what's happening. So the MOOCs going to die off because the KPI is now towards micro-credential. No,
the school can decide actually to do MOOC and micro-credential. But let's say every school now has to do three micro-credential, and this has to be
Micro-credential, not MOOCs.
No. Yes, micro-credential, not MOOC. But they
letting MOOCs go away.
No, they can negotiate with the university during the KPI presentation. They can negotiate with the VC that, okay, we cannot afford to do three. We can do only one micro-credential. But we have lecturers who are interested to do MOOC. So MOOC is still very much in the picture, and we will try to find ways to at least we have a few MOOCs every year, not zero MOOC, but a few. But the bigger agenda this year is actually micro-credential. So I just want to say here, we will continue on with MOOC, but the bigger agenda that really we have to make it happen by hook by crook, because it has become the KPI that we need to deliver. And the VC always ask me almost like every few weeks the progress of micro-credential. Only a few days ago, he sent me WhatsApp and he asked me about the progress of micro-credential. And I want to start the ball rolling again after the COVID, after the MCO thing. People now already settled down with the online class and so on. So I want to start off again the micro-credential, because we have only a few more months before September 2020 to really see our micro-credential program on our platform. So, Dr. Rajan, don't worry. Now the KPI is already there. It's driven by the university, and we have already the Jawatan Kuasa micro-credential checked by the Vice Chancellor himself. And we meet every month, except during the MCO. We don't have meeting, but we meet every month to report the progress of micro-credential to the Vice Chancellor. And he himself chaired the meeting because he wants to make this thing happen. And the issue of incentive, everything have been addressed, and we will find a mechanism by this committee. Okay, so that's to answer your questions, the issue that you raised just now. Okay, all right, please allow me to continue. The big agenda this year is micro-credential. Why micro-credential? Because MOOC, the US universities, especially those offering MOOC through Coursera and so on, they found that the investment in making MOOC is huge. For example, Harvard University spent about 50,000 USD for one MOOC. 50,000 USD. Can you imagine that? Because they want, the reputation of Harvard is at stake. So they don't want to mine or just do very low quality course. But soon, very soon they found that it's not sustainable in terms of investment. So they want to find ways, business model to recover the cost and even making money from that. So that's why this thing they look at how do we create a model where we can provide the best quality education to the world, but at the same time we can still make it sustainable. So this is where people start to think about, oh, maybe now we can look at we can rethink the whole a whole different way of how we can offer education beyond the normal ordinary kind of university system. So this is where we start to think about reinventing accreditation, and this is where the MOOC for credit came about. So now, instead of just taking the course and get a certificate, but in the end, can you get a formal qualification in the form of degree? So this is where MOOC for credit came about. So meaning you pay not only for the certificate, you pay actually for the credit, and you can accumulate this credit to get the complete, let's say 120 credit, and you get a degree from the university. So that's what how this thing evolved. from being free to being to kind of have a business model where people will start to pay. But yeah, so we started to see program like IMBA. I stand for I don't know what I stand for here, but it is online MBA, like our online OMBA in USM. We have online MBA. So we start to see some universities like University of Illinois here offering now MBA as an online program through MOOC. So this was the announcement a few years ago in 2015. Illinois College of Business and Coursera launched MBA MOOC. Coursera is the platform, and Illinois University is the universities. They come together and they offer this this program, MBA program, through online and open to the world. So maybe when I retire, I can take the MBA from Illinois University, or maybe from USM even. And we start to see things like this: Global Freshman Academy, where they now by Arizona State University, where they offer MOOC as a bridging program. So those students that take this MOOC, they can use those credits that they have accumulated to get entry into the bachelor degree program in Arizona State University. So there are different kind of models now, evolving from the original spirit of MOOC for free, but now they are looking at MOOC as an alternative or as another kind of program that they can offer side by side with the traditional face-to-face program. So this is where the idea of digital credential comes in, and this is where I think the next game changer in higher education. And to me, this is something that really USM need to do, because the opportunity here to really doing this in a more sustainable way, okay, in a more sustainable way. And EDUCAUSE Horizon Report. Horizon Report is actually the report that annually published. It will report the trend in higher education, available free, that you can download. And 2019 report, Horizon Report, has actually singled out this one as one of the trend in the next 3 years. So we have to really grab this opportunity of this so-called modularized and disaggregated degree. Basically, what this means is the degree program, 120 unit degree program, for example, you can unbundle that program and modularize it, and you can repackage it in whatever way you like, and you can offer it to a different group of students, to a different group of people that are not able to come to enter the university through the main UPU channel. Okay, so this is so-called modularized and disaggregated degree. Okay, so let me explain to you now how from MOOC to micro-credential and how they are different. So I have given you some, you have seen already some similarities and some commonalities and some differences as well. So if we think about the academic course, yeah, if you think about the academic course that we are doing now face-to-face, starting from this 14 weeks course, okay? And let's say we, based on the 3 learning outcome, LO1, LO2, and LO3. And in each, then the course can be also divided by topic. So in our e-learn, actually, you can structure your course by topic, by week, right? So in each learning outcome, probably it will consist of 2, 3, or 4 topics or more. So you can see here from the learning outcome here, we have topics. So when we do MOOC, one learning outcome here can be one MOOC, let's say 4 weeks. Another learning outcome here can be another standalone MOOC. In fact, if you want to start small, you can take one topic out and do as MOOC. So this is probably about 2 weeks. Okay. Zana has raised. Yeah, Zana? Anything, Zana? You raise your hand?
From carry on.
Oh, okay. So apa tadi? Itulah Zana angkat tangan, saya suruh lupa Zana. Okay, so in fact, you can take one topic out and you can do as MOOC. Okay. So in micro-credential, you can also take one topic out and divide it, chunk the content into a smaller module or sub-module even. So in micro-credential, we actually come from the whole course, go through the learning outcome and topic, and we break it down to the smallest unit. So the smallest unit that you can develop as an online module around 1 hour or half an hour or even 2 hours if you cannot make it in 1 hour. But the basic idea is in micro-credential, and that's why the term micro comes from the small module that we have kind of break down to the smallest unit. And in micro-credential, the term micro actually signify the small module that we have here. Each one of these can be one module on its own, and that will appear as one module on our learning platform. So you can imagine from one whole course, depending on the size of the topic, you can end up with big number of modules. It can be 20, 40, 50 modules. And each module is just like a miniature course. You have the top title, you have the descriptions, you have the learning outcome, so we call it the module learning outcome. You have a small assessment, you have the, so you have all these elements. So when the students completed the module, when they have completed the module, they will get a digital badge. A digital badge. So let's say in learning outcome 1, we have 2 topics, and from these 2 topics, we have 5 modules. So the student will take the module one by one. After they have completed, they get the digital badge. When they have completed the 5 modules, they will get 5 digital badges. So this will be displayed on their dashboard or on their e-portfolio. Once they have completed the 5 modules, meaning that they have completed 2 topics, they have completed 1 learning outcome here, we can give them 1 certificate here. So that's how we design our micro-credential. So we can give them 1 so-called micro certificate, if you like. And we can do that also for the LO2, LO3. So maybe when we design, let's say when we design this whole course for micro-credential, we can actually picture this as, okay, as a 3 certificate, certificate 1, certificate 2, certificate 3. So when the students completed all the module here, meaning that they have completed all the topics here, and all these are actually aligned to the learning outcome here, they will get 3 certificates. So meaning that they have completed the whole course. And this will go on, it will be the same for other courses in the whole curriculum, in the whole program. I don't know how to make it even more clearer than this, but that's basically how we kind of structure from the complete course to the whole module. So how is it different from MOOC? Actually, in terms of structuring it, it's about the same. But in Micro-credential, we go to the smallest unit, and we offer it as a standalone module. And when they complete, they get a digital badge. Okay. So you can probably currently, let's say we have one MOOC already, or you already have one MOOC. You already have one MOOC from your course. You have created one MOOC. Let's assume that you have created one MOOC. Then you ask me, can I now convert this MOOC into Micro-credential? Of course. It's just a matter of break it up. You have to break it up into smaller module. You have the content already. Maybe you just need to add some more content or some more assessment, some more learning activities, that's all. So it can start from the current MOOC, or it can start from your e-learn that you have now. And all you need to do is look at the whole program, so the whole course. Look at how you can break it up into from how many topics you have, then how you want to chunk or how you want to break up the topic into small module. All right. Okay. So once the students complete the module through the assessment, they will get the digital badge. So this is how the digital badge looks like. So the student would have a portfolio or a dashboard, and they will start to collect and accumulate the digital badges. Once they have completed all the digital badge for that particular, let's say, certificate. Let's say this one is one certificate here. So they will get the certificate awarded to them, and they will continue with other modules in the course. So at this point, what's the difference between MOOC and Micro-credential? MOOC is usually bigger. So we can offer, let's say, based on one learning outcome here. So this one maybe will, because there are two topics here, maybe it will take 8 weeks to finish. Or it can be, the MOOC can be one topic here. So this one will take 2 weeks or 3 weeks to finish. But when you break down the topic into modules, so this will become now also called micro module. And one module usually, is very short, like 1 hour, and you can get it done, and you get a digital badge. Okay, so that's the difference between these two. So this example of digital badge, where you have a lot, you can actually embed a lot of information there. And another difference between Micro-credential and MOOC. In MOOC, I repeat the point again. When we talk about MOOC, we don't have intention to make money from MOOC. It's basically open to everyone. Everyone to support SDG 4, education for all. It should be remain free, forever free. But now, we need to be sustainable. The university need to be sustainable now. So we have to accept the fact now that we have to generate income. So we don't want the university to generate income by doing activities not related to education. But we have all the opportunity now to generate income through this Micro-credential program. So we need to adopt, like it or not, a business mindset. Because online education is actually a huge business around the world now. It's $1 billion business. LinkedIn, we know, everyone know LinkedIn, right? LinkedIn bought lynda.com. Some of you probably know lynda.com. I've been a student of lynda.com for a long time. They started with actually training of computer. They offer online. They offer training of online computer-based courses. Yeah. but now they have expanded to offer courses on various disciplines, various topics, various subjects. And Lynda.com was bought over by LinkedIn for 1.5 billion. Why do you think LinkedIn would want to invest that kind of money if they don't see the potential of online education as a business, as an enterprise, as a potential business? So the LinkedIn CEO, Jeff Winner, he said, this is a moment in history when people can learn anything, anywhere with no boundaries. So I subscribe to LinkedIn Learning. Every month I pay about 100 ringgit, 120 ringgit. And when you pay monthly subscription, you have access to thousands of courses on online, on LinkedIn Learning. Yeah? So they're making money from people like me. Okay. So edX, edX is consortium between MIT, Harvard, Stanford, and a few other Ivy League universities. Now they came up with micro-credential model. So what they do, they look at their degree program using the micro-credential model. Just like in our Bachelor of Management, for example, yeah, we have minor package, right? 4 or 5 courses in that minor package. That minor package now, we take out and offer as a they call it micro bachelors. But micro bachelors now is trademark. We cannot use that term anymore. So basically what they do, they look at, let's say, 120 unit course program. They package the program. Let's say in one program you have 40 courses. So out of these 40 courses, they package it, and each package, just like our minor package, they call it micro bachelors. And in this micro bachelors, in each course, they modularize the course into the module. So people take this module, pay for the module, get the badge, and start to accumulate until they have completed all the modules in the package. They get a micro bachelors. So that's one micro bachelor. Then they take another micro bachelor in the whole program. So maybe there are 4 micro bachelors. So when they have completed the 4 micro bachelors, they stack up, they bundle it together, and they get a full degree. So so the concept is from micro bachelors to a full bachelor. To a full, not full, FOL, to a full or complete bachelor. To me, it's a very powerful concept. And if Stanford offer this, don't you think there are takers to take the course? And USM is not that, bad as well. We have the name as well. So we can offer a same concept here, but we cannot call it micro bachelors. We have to call it something else. Maybe small bachelors, mini bachelors, whatever you want to call it, as long as you don't call it micro bachelors. So this is what now we talk about alternative credentialing. Micro-credential is about a different way of providing education to those people who have no access to formal education in the first place, but they still want to get a formal qualification. So they are working now. They are working, but they have intention and ambition to get a full qualification, a degree. So they start to take this micro-credential program, take the module. Then they have the time and the money. Then they do it slowly until they complete the whole program. They get all the badges complete. They will get the whole degree. So the alternative credentialing or micro-credential provide a new path and new opportunities for those from formal and non-formal education to get a formal qualification. That's all about it. Micro-credential will provide that, and this is where the university can charge. For each module, they can charge, and that's where the income generation can come in. Okay? And these are some of the news, the article looking at potential model of micro-credential and how from there the sustainable business model that the university can adopt and adapt in order to be sustainable. Okay. So these are the various trends that is happening now, where credit transfer now can be done within the scope of micro-credential. And last week we have presented the micro-credential guideline to the stakeholders, and we get a lot of feedback. So inshallah, I think within 1 or 2 months time, the complete micro-credential guideline for academic program will be launched by MQA. And again, I'm also part of that team. I have the privilege to be part of the team. And this time before, this is the year actually everyone should embark on micro-credential and really leverage on the support that we have from MQA and so on for to offer our program for income generation. The potential is huge. Yeah, the potential is huge. Okay, I have another 60 minutes. So I just want to show you very quickly some of the platform. The final part of this presentation, MOOC versus micro-credential, two of a kind. So now I think you probably know the answer. Are they two of a kind? Are they the same? Are these, exactly the same? Well, they are similar. Sama tapi tak serupa. Ya, sama tak serupa. Sama tapi tak serupa. Sama dari segi apa? MOOC and micro-credential they are both online. We offer as an online program. MOOC should be free, but they are like Coursera. They allow people to take free the whole course, but at the end, if you want to get a certificate, you have to pay. But another school of thought, including me, I don't believe in charging for MOOC. MOOC should be remain free, so that or which is open should be open forever. Okay. But micro-credential, it is where the micro-credential model is actually a business model that where now, although it's an online program, but you can charge for it. People have to pay upfront before they have access to the module. MOOC is a course. So when it's a course, meaning that it's quite substantial. It can be like 2 weeks, 4 weeks, 8 weeks worth of course. And usually MOOC is taken from part of the full course. Maybe we take one topic from the whole course and design it as a MOOC and make it open, accessible to everyone. And usually we use MOOC as a way to promote the complete program, the complete course. It's not a kind of complete course, yeah? MOOC is not usually a complete, like 14 weeks course, no. Very seldom you get that. That's why when you follow any MOOC, you feel like, okay, yeah, you did learn something, but there's still a lot more. And this is where they say, okay, if you're interested, you can join our program. So that's where the promotion will come in, yeah? So MOOC is a course and it's quite substantial, but micro-credential is also part of a course, but we break it down into a small module. Okay. What else? So in what way MOOC is different from micro-credential? Let me repeat again. In MOOC, let's say start from a complete course 14 weeks. So let's say you take one topic from that course and make it as one MOOC. Another topic, another MOOC. Another topic, another MOOC. Another topic, another MOOC. At the end, you can get certificate, but this is optional. Micro-credential, you start from the whole course. Let's say you have 3 learning outcomes, and let's say you have topics, and you break down the topics into the content of the topics into modules. So it's actually modularization of the whole course into modules, which you can offer as a standalone course or standalone module, and the student will take the module just like taking a course, and at the end they have to do the assessment, and they will get a digital badge, so they can accumulate, they can collect all these badges. Once they have completed, they can get a certificate, and they can carry on until they get a full certificate, 3 certificate in this example, and they can get the whole the big certificate for the whole course. And if there are 40 courses in the program structured in similar way, if they take complete the whole course, they can get a degree. That's how the future is going. So in micro-credential program, if you have an academic program, 120 units, break up into packages, just like a minor package. Then you go to the course level, you break up into module. Then student will get digital badge. And we can do the same also for non-academic program, like for example, the short course that you offer, from time to time. So you take that short course, for example, 1 day, short course 6 hours, break it up into module, and the same way. So we are talking here, we are actually talking about academic program on the left, non-academic program for professional development, upskilling, reskilling purposes. And this is how universities in US are doing. Yeah, they offer from the whole bachelor program, they break it up into packages, and they call it micro bachelor. So you can see that PM, yeah, for undergraduate education. Just go to edX or just Google micro bachelors, and if you're keen to explore further and to learn the model. But basically, the aim is to make it affordable, 100% online, and finally, the student will get the formal qualification in the form of degree, bachelor degree. And when our micro-credential guideline is launched, even student with no, the right admission qualification as we need through UPU, they can still get a degree. But of course, after they have to go through the FLA, FLC assessment. But that's not very difficult to do in order for them to get the degree from USM or from universities. So I'm just showing example here how they offer this as income generation program for university to complement the traditional, conventional face-to-face program. And this is what USM is moving towards. And this is what our VC have in mind now through the micro-credential program. If we can do this, and that's why he's pushing very hard now to make it happen. If we can do this, the next 2 years, 3 years, if this really take off, and the demand is there, we can supplement some of our expenses every year. Out of 300, 400 million that we need every year, at least part of this will come from here. That's hopefully that will become a reality. So finally, with micro-credential, we can use a so-called stackable credential model. So let's say here, just like a micro-bachelor program just now, the final destination is degree. So the micro-bachelor program is basically they break it up into, let's say, 5 micro-bachelor, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 here. So micro-bachelor 1, micro-bachelor 2, micro-bachelor 3, and so on. Or we can also package the degree, the 120 unit into certificate type program. So the student have to go through and take the module from each certificate, each level. So they will start to accumulate, and finally they can bundle everything and stack everything. That's why we call it stackable credential, because all those digital badges can be bundled together, complete 120 units, they will get a degree. This is going to happen very soon. And we should be part of those universities that will be, kind of offering this program. This is our own micro-credential. So I hope all of you will be part of this. And what's going to happen this year, next year, and moving forward, we're going to have our normal accredited program face-to-face. Will continue as usual, but at the same time, we will have the same program as micro-credential program, and it can run concurrently. This one for those students coming from UPU, this one for those people working out there, 70% of them that fail to make it into university, the university to UPU, they are working now, but they have the ambition to get a formal qualification. So they will take the micro-credential, collecting the badges until they have completed. So they will cross from here to here and get the formal qualification. At the same time, depending on how you package your program, your micro-credential, you can take a portion out and offer as a certificate program. Just now, if you look at this picture here, or this picture here, let's say this one is the final degree. So you package it as certificate 1, certificate 2, certificate 3. So you can take any of this out and offer to a specific target group. That's where the money will come from. Yeah. So this is a scenario 2020 and beyond. And I hope everyone here will be part of this. Help the university to be sustainable, financially sustainable. You see Coursera here, online masters in innovation and entrepreneurship. So 15 to 18 months, average 20 hours per week, 80 to 20 courses in this, 20,000 euro, completely online. Deep learning specialization here, master in deep learning, 5 courses with project and certificate. And there's another specialization of 5 courses on, let's say, data analytics. So they can put all this together finally and become a full degree. So, on FutureLearn, this is how they advertise. FutureLearn is another platform. This is how they advertise their course. Find a degree online. So you can find a degree online. If you want to take, let's say, a degree from Glasgow University, this is real. I'm not just making an example here. Glasgow University is very active in offering this online course, online degree. Learn flexibly online, pass the assessment, earn a degree. You have the money, you can get more than 1 degree now. So finally, before I answer your questions, MOOC and micro-credential are similar in terms of mode of delivery. Both are online, but they differ in philosophy. MOOC is supposed to be free. It's supposed to be, for those people who don't have access to education. But micro-credential is not free. It's more of business kind of, business-minded kind of business mindset there. Different in form and structure. So in MOOC, basically 1 MOOC is worth like 2 weeks, 4 weeks, 8 weeks. But micro-credential is actually the module as part of a bigger certificate program, a bigger master's or degree program. And a module is a very small, like 1 hour online module to complete the whole thing. But it is part of the bigger thing. Okay, so I guess that's all for now. Let me just quickly back go back to the, let's check the chat here. Okay, maybe if you want to ask question, yeah. Oh, okay. I can. I see Yani raised her hand. So yeah, go ahead. Go ahead if you want to. Please unmute your microphone if you want to ask questions.
Okay. Assalamualaikum, Prof. Can you hear me?
Yeah. Before that, Yani,
Huh?
if you want to ask questions, please raise your hand first. Otherwise, nanti berebut pula. Okay, go ahead, Yani.
Okay, Prof. Thanks, nice sharing. I'm just a bit confused between micro-credential and MOOC. Macam tadi Prof kata, we have to design activity. Am I right?
Sorry again. You have to design.
To design activities in between the
Oh.
lectures. Yeah. So is that for MOOC or micro-credential? Both.
Okay, in terms of the actual content of MOOC and micro-credential, both usually would have some form of activities, learning activities. Must happen. Yeah.
So micro-credential is just like a bite size compared to MOOC. MOOC is a complete learning outcome. Am I right?
Yeah. Micro-credential, the program of the micro-credential program, the content of the program is delivered in the form of module. So let's say we offer a micro-credential program certificate in business analytics, for example, micro-credential program of certificate in basic certificate in business analytics. In this certificate program, there are 20 modules. 20 modules. Each module, let's say 1 hour. So in that 1 hour module, it's just like a course. You have content, you have activities. Of course, you have the learning outcome for that module. You have content, you have the learning activities, you have assessment as well. So you have all the elements of a normal course, but it is kind of compressed in 1 hour module. So the content is delivered in the form of video. It can be in the form of notes, PowerPoint. It can be in the form of podcast audio. Then the assessment can be in the form of quizzes, everything. Just like in MOOC. MOOC pun sama juga. You have learning outcome or learning objective. You have content. Content in the form of video. Sama aja. MOOC in terms of content, sama. Cuma MOOC is a bigger kind of course. Is a course, and this course can be standalone, can be a complete course on its own, or it can be like a topic from a complete from the whole course. But the structure wise, in terms of content, lebih kurang sama. Cuma in micro-credential is just a small module. Okay.
Okay, thanks.
Alright, thank you. Ini ya, siapa lagi nak angkat tangan, nak tanya soalan? Okay.
Prof Karim, Dr. Azman.
Dr. Azman, jauh.
Orang jauh ni ada beberapa orang daripada perubatan ni.
Silakan.
Okey, macam kita di fakulti pusat pengajian sains perubatan ni banyak yang involved dengan practical hands on, experiential learning. So saya tengah fikir dan mencari-cari dalam banyak tempat yang ada MOOC ni, macam mana nak convert it into MOOC or micro-credential. Sebab the student, they have to experience it. This is skills development. Terima kasih.
Terima kasih Dr. Azman. Okay, MOOC ataupun any online program, sama ada MOOC ataupun micro-credential, kalau program tersebut melibatkan kursus-kursus yang ada hands-on or practical, and especially yang melibatkan critical skill, kalau macam medik kan, macam Dr. Azman nak nak bedah, nak ajar itu, those are the critical skill. In fact, engineering also. So a critical skill that you cannot compromise. You really need to have a real hands-on. So those kind of courses might not be suitable might not be a suitable candidate for micro-credential or for online program. Sama ada micro-credential ataupun MOOC is online, mungkin kurang sesuai. Yeah. But some some form of practical punya ni yang boleh dibuat dalam bentuk simulation, dalam bentuk video dan sebagainya, kalau itu mencukupi dan boleh replace the face-to-face and hands-on, then you can offer that. So you as a subject matter expert should be able to kind of decide whether this one can be offered as online program or not, whether you can compromise, whether that would compromise the quality of the skill. So if you think this is a critical skill that you cannot replace with online, you still want to have face-to-face hands-on, then it might not be suitable for MOOC or micro-credential. So it is more for like knowledge-based, skill-based to some extent, teaching how to create video, for example. Yeah, if you go to Skillshare kan, orang ajar watercolor painting and so on, yeah, they can do it online. So that kind of ni boleh, yeah.
Terima kasih Prof. Kita tengah fikir macam mana nak buat. One of your suggestion tu macam skill ni, kita tunjuk video, record video, and then kita ask the student to record the video of them doing on their, macam COVID sekarang ni, amongst dia punya sibling ke, dia punya family members. That's one of the thing. Tapi of course lah, because this is benda-benda melibatkan technical, student pun belum ramai yang tahu lagi macam mana nak rekod dengan betul apa semua. So masih lagi mencuba. Saya dan tim kat PPSP lah, Al dan semua tu sedang mencari-cari solusi yang bagus lah untuk ni. Okay, terima kasih Prof.
Satu usaha yang baik lah, Dr. Azman. Teruskan untuk untuk cari jalan untuk offer tu sebagai MOOC. Alhamdulillah, very good. Okay, sementara itu on the screen now, you can see the link, the slide ni, link untuk download slide kalau nak download lah. Okay, ada lagi soalan? Ada banyak soalan dalam chat tu, tapi saya ingat elok tanya terus lah, sebab
saya ada soalan, Prof.
Ya.
Ya, saya nak tahu, very interesting in term of micro-credential.
Ini Dr. Sanusi.
Ya?
Dr. Sanusi ke tadi?
Ya, saya Prof. Sanusi. Ya.
Prof. Sanusi, ya, silakan.
Saya nak tanya, very interesting. Just I think the next step also maybe very interesting if you can give your experience, any experience how to get accredited from MQA. So for example, diploma level. Okay, we offer diploma level. I think before that, zaman Datuk Omar Osman, dia pernah bawa Sains at USM try to offer diploma level, tapi after that I think rakus at the halfway only. Nak USM nak cuba offer the diploma program, but this diploma program is something like not franchise, like USM yang offer lah. So how hard is to get accreditation from MQA? Is it diploma is very hard?
I think it's not the issue of MQA. Saya rasa ini because of kita sebagai kita yang actually yang decide kita tak nak go, kita tak nak offer diploma program because as a research university kita kata, let's the college college community atau polytechnic. Let them offer the diploma. We are research university. Why we want to bother offering diploma? That was kind of the argument, I guess. It's not the MQA issue. I think we can the process of getting the accreditation, just like getting the accreditation to new program, the normal process. Mungkin kalau Prof Irfan ada kat sini dalam
So I mean untuk apa ni, sebab universiti mahu kita menjanakan kewangan pakai bawah Sains. So one of the easiest way, I think, diploma first lah, compared to degree to get accredited by MQA. So when we got the degree diploma level, so we can maybe they can apply to have continued degree to USM.
Alternatively, the Prof Sanusi, kalau kalau Prof Irfan ada kat sini, mungkin boleh kita tengok polisi universiti lah, sama ada kita nak ataupun tidak offer diploma, iaitu satu. Tapi kalau nak offer diploma pun dia akan ambil masa lah untuk go through the accreditation program and so on, and they will take time. Tapi the immediate one that what you can do, or what HVP can do, and this is something that boleh mula anytime now. Program yang nak di-offer diploma tu, why not you cuba packagekan, katakan kalau you boleh packagekan kepada beberapa certificate, and you can call it macam contoh ni, professional certificate in something, advanced professional certificate in something, executive certificate, advanced executive certificate. So kita boleh pecah-pecahkan you punya program yang nak buat sebagai diploma tu kepada a series of certificate. Dan di dalam setiap satu certificate tu ada kursus kan. Dan kursus itu yang kita akan modularizekan dalam bentuk modul. So kita gunakan konsep micro-credential ni lah. Jadi student boleh collect apa ni, boleh accumulate the badges sampai dia lengkap nanti, baru dia akan dapat diploma. Tapi kalau betul-betul nak buat diploma tu, maknanya kena tengoklah, kena find out. Yang ni kena bincang dengan pihak school dan juga sama ada dengan pihak universiti lah, dengan pihak apa ni, sama ada universiti kita decide boleh kita nak offer diploma punya program. Sekarang ni setahu saya cuma ada di nursing group, nursing punya program je yang ada diploma ni, yang lain-lain tak ada. So boleh dah mula sekarang. Kalau untuk generate income, Prof, you dah boleh offer sebagai package dalam bentuk certificate program. So yang ni boleh offer dah, tapi dalam bentuk micro-credential program. Later on, at the same time, kalau nak apa ni, nak buat diploma, boleh initiate the process of getting the accreditation. Bila masanya sampai besok dah dapat, you dah ada dah program tu dalam bentuk online dah, tapi dalam bentuk yang certificate tu lah. Okay.
Karim, Irfan ya.
Prof Irfan ada, ya. Please, thank you.
I'm listening to this. Okay, correct me if I'm wrong lah. Based on the session that conducted by MQA, you were there last week kan. So yang Prof Sanusi cakap tu, saya rasa ada dua perkara berbeza tu. Satu, betulkan saya Prof Sanusi ya. Yang pertamanya, satu mungkin kalaulah pihak universiti ataupun mana-mana school nak buat first degree program through micro-credential. So itu satu perkara. Satu perkara lagi lah di mana macam Prof Karim kata tadi, kalau sekiranya ada pelajar-pelajar potential candidates ni, dia orang nak go through masuk program kita tetapi melalui micro-credential courses ke, jadi itu mereka kena melalui APLC lah. Kan, courses yang mereka accumulate tu, so mungkin they have to take some micro-credential courses. After that boleh buat credit transfer ke macam mana. So ada dua Apple punya, Apple A dengan Apple C. So they have to consider platform mana dia orang nak lalui lah. Jadi yang saya faham daripada apa Prof Sanusi cakap tu, dia ada dua perkara berbeza. Satu, sama ada mana-mana program nak offer program, mana-mana school nak offer program melalui micro-credential. Jadi maksud dalam program tu, semua courses tu mungkin dalam bentuk micro-credential. So itu satu perkara. Satu perkara lagi, kalau kita nak ambil pelajar melalui apel ni, jadi kena consider lah mungkin micro-credential courses. So I think that's how I look at it lah, Prof Karim.
Thank you, Prof Irfan. Saya rasa yang Prof Sanusi punya soalan Prof Sanusi tadi, boleh tak kita offer diploma? So katakan diploma in something. So dalam diploma tu mungkin katakan dalam apa ni kita diploma program tu kita pecahkan kepada beberapa certificate program. So bila student dapat katakan 5 certificate, dia boleh bundlekan certificate, dia boleh dapat diploma. So adakah USM boleh offer diploma? Itu soalan ni saya rasa Prof Sanusi punya tadi.
Sebab
itu ke atasan lah kot buat decision. Ya.
Itulah itu saya kata itu terpulang kepada universiti lah. Tapi saya rasa dulu kan kita kata university not very keen to offer diploma because as a research university, as an impact university, takkan kita nak offer diploma lagi ya. Itulah dia punya reasoning. But maybe now maybe different thinking we can look into it.
yeah, because in architecture we already offer offshore program, bachelor degrees. But to offer the bachelor program, bachelor degree, very tough to get MQA. Another one to get professional body recognition. But professional body not they don't take care of diploma. So that is what I try to ask. So if we can have something like that, easier because on sake of to help the university, I think university have problem now, no one to generate money.
Yeah.
So we can do like that. Yang mana yang paling senang because degree ni a bit hard. I tengok nak masuk senat pun, nak lulus pun memang susah lah. But a degree, something like I think easier. I think lah something like that, and we can do in micro-credential.
Prof Sanusi, saya rasa kita boleh cuba. Especially dengan hasrat yang baik kan. Tapi sekarang saya rasa senat kita mungkin berbeza dah tau. Dan dengan pengurusi senat kita yang sekarang ni, VC kita ni, I think kalau kita nak push benda ni dan VC sendiri memang nak push for micro-credential, saya rasa mungkin lebih mudah sekarang. So what we can do, talk to the dean and maybe the dean can kind of push this idea to Dato' Farhan and let's see whether kita boleh propose ini untuk misalnya now university consider to do maybe not many, maybe a few diploma program di atas sebab-sebab macam mana yang disebutkan tadi lah, and also to in the support of micro-credential for income generation ni. Saya rasa bagus juga idea tu. Okay, ada soalan lagi? Saya tengok banyak sangat ni, saya pun tak tahu mana satu nak pick up. Boleh angkat tangan lah siapa nak tanya tu. Ada lagi soalan? Siapa nak tanya boleh unmute mikrofon, silakan.
Karim.
Ya.
Karim.
Prof Zil.
Saya Zil Falil.
Oh, Prof Zil Falil.
Falil daripada USM Kubangkreat.
Oh, apa khabar Prof? Lama tak dengar cerita.
Prof.
Silakan.
Ada masih sihat. Work from home. Prof, I've been listening. Saya nak tanya tentang tadilah apa yang Prof Sanusi bangkitkan tadi tentang diploma tadi. Tapi lebih kepada konteks postgraduate punya diploma. Sebab saya bidang perubatan, pernah DG Kesihatan, DG KKM kita pernah tanya saya sama ada USM boleh offer genetic courses untuk specialist. Yang nak ambil cuti yang singkat, just lebih kurang 6 months to 1 year, just untuk get some new knowledge on genetics. Tapi masa tu as you have rightly pointed out, memang USM dah decide tak nak offer diploma courses. So 1 year or 6 months to 1 year punya courses is on genetics. Would be out of the question lah. So cumanya soalan saya sekarang, whether through micro-credential ni, whether it's possible to do that?
Jawapannya very possible, Prof. Kita boleh offer sebagai certificate course. Kita panggil lah nama yang lama sikit, advanced certificate course in apa genetik
Genetics, human genetics.
Genetic, ha.
Genomics, medical
Yeah.
genetics. Boleh.
Is it knowledge based or skill based?
Itulah, so I think kalau macam 6 months to 1 year ni, it should be knowledge based lah. Knowledge based sajalah. Kalau master's level, it should skill based jugalah.
Kalau knowledge based lagi mudah, Prof. Lagi mudah. So, jom kita buat. boleh, Prof.
Ya, itulah.
Yeah.
Ya, betul. So saya quite excited lah when I heard about your lecture ni. I thought that's quite possible. In fact, the DG Health ni, saya think about 6 years ago lah. Or about 5-6 years ago lah. So soalan ni lah. So masa tu I told him that it was not possible lah kalau 6 months to 1 year.
Oh, I think the professional this actually for ini yang kita panggil apa ni, the certificate program untuk upskilling or reskilling punya program lah, professional development. And in fact yang ini kalau boleh kita boleh buat dulu sebab lagi cepat boleh buat. Ini macam yang group nursing lah. Saya nampak Dr. Intan pun ada kat dalam ni, Dr. Intan Diana. So nursing group sekarang tengah buat untuk CPD nurses. So they are developing the program. Hopefully Institut Jururawat Malaysia akan sudi untuk mengambil program ini untuk memenuhi keperluan CPD nurses di Malaysia. So apa ni, CPD type program kita boleh buat. Dan ini boleh buat untuk doktor, untuk pharmacist, untuk professional people. Kalau knowledge based sangat mudah nak buat. Kalau skill based kita tengok jenis skill yang macam mana. Kita boleh juga buat sebagai blended ataupun hybrid program. Hybrid maknanya partly skill, partly knowledge based pun boleh juga. Or maybe 80% knowledge, 20% skill based. Macam-macam cara kita boleh buat.
Prof.
Ya.
Prof, boleh saya tambah lagi? Dr. Azman. Tadi Dr. Azman.
Oh, Dr. Azman, ya, silakan.
Tadi Prof Falil dah tanya tadi. In fact, untuk doctors, they have to get certification every year. And one of the requirement is to have a certain CPD point. And nowadays, even the Malaysia Medical Association and Malaysia Medical Council recognize online learning. So macam micro-credential is one of the areas that we can explore lah. Sebab yang dah buat sekarang ni is more like micro-credential, is a knowledge base. How to increase and keep your knowledge current.
Oh, boleh lah, boleh buat. Apa ni, mainlah kita buat cepat.
Okay, musim COVID ni banyak masa sikit, Prof.
Oh ya kan?
Operation mungkin sekali seminggu saja. Dulu mungkin hari-hari, tapi semalam ada operation panjang sikit lah sampai lepas berbuka. Tapi okey lah, ada masa lah.
Boleh lah, Dr. Nur Azman dah ada kepakaran semua dah. Pakar bedah, pakar teknologi, semua pakar.
Cuma kita ada masa je, Prof. Sekarang ni ada masa sikit.
Okey lah, okey, boleh betul.
Okey,
betul.
okey. Okey.
Okey, ada lagi soalan? Okey, siapa tanya soalan ni? Panjang sangat ni, pun tak nak tengok. Panjang ni.
Prof, boleh saya tanya soalan, Prof?
Silakan, silakan. Siapa ni?
Bakiah.
Oh, Dr. Bakiah. Dr. Bakiah.
Ya.
Lain bunyi suara. Silakan, Dr. Bakiah.
Prof, saya ada 2 soalan.
Ya.
Satu, kalau pensyarah terlibat dengan MOOCs ataupun micro-credentialing ni, macam mana akan contribute kepada teaching load? Adakah akan dikira secara rasmi kan? Macam sekarang kita trainers kan, untuk setiap program kan kita ada coding kan. Jadi these are being picked up kan untuk contribute kepada teaching load kita. Okay, itu soalan pertama. Soalan kedua, saya interested dengan Prof Falil punya soalan tadi dan juga related to Prof Sanusi. Memang USM tak offer diploma courses sebab saya rasa ada understanding between the research university dengan private universities dan universiti yang lain tu, supaya kita tak offer diploma, kita bagi priority kepada universiti lain. Okay, tapi kalau macam Prof Falil punya soalan tadi tu, kita offer sebagai bukan undergraduate tau Prof, tapi postgraduate diploma. So postgraduate diploma ni dia dalam bentuk academic program lah, tapi dia shorter courses lah, mungkin 6 months kita dah habis. Instead of macam 40 unit ke atas tu setahun, kita just offer macam 18 unit kan, macam tapi dalam bentuk academic program. Sebab related kepada soalan saya yang pertama tadi, kalau dia tidak wujud dalam sesuatu academic program, jadi pensyarah ni macam tak berapa, yalah, macam kita perlu teaching load tu di record secara official lah. So itu soalan saya, Prof. Terima kasih.
Okay, teaching load, I think this is where the dean perlu you have to sit down with the dean, and the dean sekarang ni saya kebanyakan dekan pun dah maklum bahawa perlu ada agihan yang lebih adil pada mereka yang misalnya terlibat dalam buat micro-credential, contohnya yang where they need to put a lot of time. So kalau dekan faham, contoh macam saya nak bagi contoh lah, bukan apa ya, School of Management. Saya tahu Prof Nur Hazrina ada kat sini kan, sorry ya Prof Nur Hazrina, because Prof Nur Hazrina dah memang faham. So semua lecturer yang terlibat untuk buat micro-credential and so on, saya rasa Prof Hazrina dah tengok okay. So maknanya there has to be understanding on the top management at the school level, so that those yang involved dalam buat online sama ada MOOC atau micro-credential, maksudnya there must be a negotiation as to okay, since you are doing MOOC ataupun micro-credential, so meaning that for research and publication, maybe you do just the minimum. Just the minimum. Orang lain kena buat 2 atau 3, you mungkin buat 1 pun cukup supaya you boleh advocate your time to the online dan juga apa ni micro-credential dan whatever lah. So yang itulah kena ada dekan perlu melihat yang dari segi yang itulah. Dan the idea of postgraduate diploma untuk apa ni the non beside the existing academic program, I think that would be the path that we can consider, the option that we can consider. Tapi itulah, yes, kalau dia go through the normal process untuk dapatkan. Kalau postgraduate diploma perlu ada Prof Farhan, Prof Irfan. Postgraduate diploma ni macam mana dia punya status? Perlu go through the MQA punya ni ke, Prof Irfan?
Perlu Prof, dia ada level 7 untuk postgraduate diploma 30 unit, postgraduate certificate 20 unit. So it has to go to normal process lah.
Postgraduate certificate and postgraduate diploma kena go through the normal process. So
kalau nak buat properly lah, rather than macam kalau tidak pun, yang kalau rasa saya kalau tidak perlu normal process is macam executive punya program.
Okay, so why not saya nak cadangkan macam ni ya kepada Dr. Bakia, Prof Zulfalil tadi atau yang lain-lain. Kalau kita ada intention nak offer postgraduate diploma atau postgraduate certificate, tapi dia belum lagi melalui proses yang sepatutnya, so you can start now planning designing the program. So let's imagine kalau dalam diagram you still can see my slide kan. Katakan yang nombor 6 ni, the final ni, instead of degree ni, this one is postgraduate diploma or postgraduate certificate. Itu dia punya the final qualification. So bila you design the program, katakan ada berapa courses dan sebagainya, cuba design the program supaya kita boleh bahagikan program, kita boleh packagekan program tu kepada beberapa level certificate. Jadi kemudian dalam setiap satu certificate level mungkin ada beberapa kursus, 2 kursus, 3 kursus. Setiap kali satu kursus itulah yang kita akan modularize kan. Jadi kita boleh offer, nanti kita boleh offer sementara nak tunggu proses yang dapat accreditation tu berlaku, yang mungkin makan masa beberapa bulan ya untuk dapat tu. Tapi saya dengar MQA nak, dia dah ada dia punya apa tu dipanggil tu, apa tu dia punya dipanggil tu, dia nak deliver very fast lah. So sementara menunggu tu, kita offer kita punya kursus-kursus tadi dalam bentuk modular tadi, sebagai bentuk sertifikat. Dan student boleh ambil. Kalau sampai accreditation tersebut telah berlaku, semua sertifikat yang diorang dah dapat tadi, dia boleh kumpul-kumpulkan dan terus dapat postgraduate diploma. Jadi kita dah boleh start the ball rolling from now. Tak payah tunggu sampai dapat accreditation baru nak buat micro-credential. Jelas
Ya, jelas. Terima kasih, Prof.
Okey, terima kasih. So ada lagi ke soalan?
Assalamualaikum, Prof.
Siapa ni?
Al-Arifin from
Dr. Al.
Prof, saya join lambat sikit tadi. Mungkin saya tinggal. Kalau kita nak buat micro-credential, what is the best platform yang kita nak guna, Prof? Skillshare, Udemy, ataupun Open Learning?
No, kalau micro-credential di bawah payung USM, kita akan menggunakan Open Learning. For the time being, kita menggunakan Open Learning platform lah.
Okay, Prof. Thank you.
Siapa nak tanya? Ada tak lagi yang masih kekaburan? Kekaburan, beza ataupun perbezaan antara micro-credential dengan MOOC?
Prof Karim, Azizi ni, HBP.
Prof, how are you?
I know you. Okay, my worry about MOOC dengan micro-credential is the accreditation by professional bodies because we are governed by them. Kena ada ikut certain rule. Unless they change their rules, baru kita boleh tukar. Tidak, memang dia takkan approve kita punya program, then we lose out a lot on the potential students. So that's the predicament that we have to face now. Cuma memang boleh buat, tapi mungkin the micro-credential tu untuk orang-orang luar, tapi bukan untuk professional degree per se. That's the worry I'm worrying about now, actually.
Yeah, exactly. For those professional governed by professional bodies, that's the constraint there. Selagi professional body ni old school punya ni, susah kita nak ni. But it shouldn't stop you from designing the program for the professional punya, for the upskilling and reskilling punya program ni as a professional certificate punya kind of program yang tidak ada kena-mengena dengan academic punya program, tapi untuk tujuan professional development, upskilling or reskilling punya program.
Okay, itu memang adalah untuk side income per se pada program. Ya memang adalah itu. Tapi sekarang nak embed all these programs into our courses, I don't think we can do that yet. Sampai contoh because we are governed by the lembaga kita Malaysia, sampai dong change dia punya whatever policy, then we can only change accordingly. Tidak, memang tak akan terimanya. This is how they really cast in stone punya kind of policy. Memang susah sikit lah. Yang lain tu memang possible, boleh buat. Macam contohnya yang teaching drawings online, that's possible. Giving certificate badges, depending, but not for the advantage for those yang mendapatkan degree. Let's say they call it a bachelor's, whatever program that you talk about just now.
Yeah.
Not towards that. Maybe just for upskilling only, certificate that kind of our businesses. Thank you. Nice talk today. Thank you, Prof.
Thank you, Prof. Yeah, that's a good point. That's a good point to start, I think. To start the ball rolling at least. Yeah. Ada lagi soalan daripada yang peserta yang ada di sini? Ada lagi soalan ke? Saya cuba pick up. Saya cuba tengok scrolling ni, tengok ada soalan-soalan yang saya boleh pick up. But you can ask directly. This is the time you can unmute your microphone. Theory and would care can do online. Theory and simulation. Okay, kalau tak ada apa-apa soalan lagi, copyright issue. Copyright mana nama tadi? Copyright issue. Yeah, of course.
Prof, saya ada soalan.
Silakan.
Tadi awal-awal tadi Prof ada sebut tentang MOOC tu yang 14 minggu. Kemudian Prof ada sebut satu lagi yang lebih sedikit daripada itu. Saya ada bertanya dekat dalam chatting tu, how many weeks the minimum or make it tadi ada 14 minggu and then you mentioned about something smaller. I want to know smaller mean how many weeks minimum?
Macam MOOC lah ya.
Ya.
Dia tak ada minimum maksimum. Dia bergantung pada macam mana kita structure kan. Kalau kita tengok kalau kita tengok contoh dalam slide yang dipaparkan ni ya. So katakan daripada satu kursus 14 minggu tu kita ambil satu topik contohnya, ambil satu topik. So satu topik tu berapa besar topik tu? Ataupun kita ambil dua topik. So bergantung kepada the content of that particular topic ataupun maybe kita ambil satu learning outcome daripada satu kursus tu. So bergantunglah kepada saiz tajuk dan konten yang ada. It could be biasanya kalau kita tengok MOOC yang ada di Coursera dan platform-platform yang lain, biasanya julat waktu dia tu antara duration dia 4 minggu, 8 minggu, ada yang 10 minggu macam tu.
Okay, baik Prof. Terima kasih.
Kata 2 minggu pun ada. Saya pernah nampak ada 2 minggu pun ada. So it can be within that range lah.
Okay, understood.
Okay.
Thank you, Prof.
Prof Srimala, saya nampak Prof Srimala ada soalan ke Prof Srimala? Thank you for joining Prof Srimala. Prof Srimala boleh buat MOOC banyak ni, Micro-credential untuk industri. Okay. Kalau ada soalan, do we have to conduct market survey sebelum kita nak buat micro-credential ni? Memang kalau boleh, bila kita nak buat micro-credential ni, apa tujuan kita? Micro-credential ni basically for income generation lah, I would say. Kita cakap direct lah ya, for income generation. So kalau your micro-credential program is to be to have takers, dia mesti ada demand lah. So macam mana nak tahu ada demand? Then you have to do some survey. Dia yang terbaiknya, the best if you can talk to the interested parties or interested stakeholders. That would be and if you can get a partner, industry partner or association ataupun council or something that can partner with you to offer the program. Contohnya partner dengan PHDC to offer this program, partner dengan MDEC contohnya to offer certain program. Jadi bila ada partner tu, satu dia akan give the credibility to your program, dan satu lagi you already have the target group, and that's where you can determine your demand. Macam tu. Jangan buat macam tu je tapi in the end tak ada orang nak ambil pun. You need to know the demand ya. Okay. Ada lagi soalan? Prof Srimala kata tak ada soalan untuk waktu ini. Okay. Okay, tampaknya. Tuan Zana, boleh tengok tak ada soalan-soalan yang mungkin saya terlepas pandang. Kalau tak ada, kalau saya dah jawab semua dan tak ada soalan lagi daripada yang ada dalam ni, saya ucapkan terima kasih kepada semua. Tapi sebelum anda semua suruh kita tamatkan ni, saya ingin menyeru sekali lagi supaya marilah kita sama-sama menyokong agenda online education, sama ada untuk menyokong SDG 4 ataupun sama ada untuk menyokong agenda universiti, terutamanya micro-credential ya. Dan saya harap semua dekan-dekan juga mula bergerak. Siapa yang belum bergerak lagi, kalau ada dekan dalam ni, sebab kita perlu deliver by September 2020. VC dah kata kalau saya sebagai peneraju program ini tidak deliver, dia kata something will happen to Prof Karim. Apa ni dia cakap secara lawak-lawak ke ataupun secara serius, but something will happen to me if I fail to deliver micro-credential yang telah ditetapkan, iaitu setiap school, setiap program kena ada 3 micro-credential courses by September 2020. 50% of the minor package should be also in the form of micro-credential. If that didn't happen by September 2020, I guess I fail lah. I guess I will fail. I fail to deliver. So with that, thank you very much for your time. I hope you have you are very clear now. The difference between the similarity and the difference between MOOC and micro-credential. So saya sudahi dengan Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh dan selamat berbuka puasa dan selamat maju jaya kepada semua. Terima kasih.
Waalaikumsalam Prof. Terima kasih Prof.
Assalamualaikum.
Thank you, Prof.
Thank you. Bye-bye.
Bye.
Bye-bye.
Thank you, Prof.
Thank you.
Thank you, Prof.
Thank you.
Thank you, Prof.
Terima kasih, Prof.
Thank you, Prof.
Terima kasih, Prof.
Prof Karim.
Puasa.